Yo, guys, it's your boy Burnard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I will be discussing everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. Recording this on a Sunday because I went to Supercon. That'll be after this. I have to give a rest in peace to Wai Ching Ho. She was an actress that a few of us may know from Daredevil, Iron Fist and the Defender. She played Madame Gao. She was also, hold on a second. She was also in Awkwafina's Nora from Queens. She also provided the voice of Grandma Wu in Turning Red, which was a Disney Plus Pixar movie that me and Samira reviewed about, 5 years ago at this point, I believe. Apparently, she died at the age of 82 and had a stroke shortly before her death. So a few other movies I saw her in. This one is a deep cut. I didn't even know she was in this. It might have been a small role. Cadillac Man, starring Robin Williams and Tim Robbins. She was also in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I keep saying I'm going to rewatch that movie, and I just never get to it. It's like one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies, and outside of Tropic Thunder and This Is the End, it's possibly my favorite Jay Baruchel movie. Premium Rush, which I just watched a few weeks ago. I thought that was Takers, not Tracers. I never saw Tracers. She was in Hustlers. She played Destiny's grandmother, who I believe was, what was her name? Constance Wu's character. Yes. She was in something called Sight. I was going to watch this, but then I saw that it was distributed by Angel Studios, and I don't like those people. But yeah, she was also in an episode of Orange is the New Black, Flight of the Conchords, which was a show on HBO in like the late 2000s. Did I say Fresh Off the Boat? No, I said all the Marvel stuff in Awkwafina's Nora from Queens. So Fresh Off the Boat, Awkwafina's Nora from Queens. She also appeared in an episode of Only Murders in the Building. And she was also on an episode of New Amsterdam, which was like one of the few medical dramas I watched. And the only reason why I watched it was because Free Management was on it. So yeah, I gotta give a rest in peace to her. But yeah, 82 is a long life though. Yeah, I saw on the news of her passing. Was it last night, like 1 a.m. or something like that? The guy who was on Daredevil, I can't remember his character's name right off the top of my head, but he was a reoccurring character in season 1, I want to say. He was like the lead dude for the hand. I want to say, crap, I cannot remember his name. I'm looking it up real quick. Nobu. Yeah, he posted about it last night. Yeah. But, all right. So I went to Supercon yesterday, and I don't know if it's because I'm older or what, but I'm not really having fun at conventions that much anymore. Unless, I go with, a group of people. Like, it has to be more than just me and one other person. Like, I went with my friend's son. I call him my nephew. But, yeah, I mean, but it's also Supercon, and I haven't been a fan of theirs since Mike Broder sold it to ReedPop, just because it's overly expensive. You have it in a convention center where you don't even use all the space possible. And sometimes, the guests are just dumb expensive. Like, Hayden Christensen was there. I already knew I wasn't going to get an autograph for him. Like, nobody from, Daredevil, coincidentally. I already know Charlie Cox's line was backed up. Deborah Ann Woles, Eldon Henson, Vincent D'Onofrio, he had to cancel at the last minute. And that's another thing. They have more cancellations than Broder ever did when he ran Supercon. And it's always at the last fucking minute. So can you imagine you're excited to go see Vincent D'Onofrio, aka Kingpin, aka Edgar, the Roach from Men in Black, I don't remember his character's name on Law and Order. Chris Pratt's boss in Jurassic World, and all of a sudden he's not there no more. Like, what if that was your only reason for going? Like, you don't really fuck with like the Marvel shit, but you fuck with Vincent D'Onofrio, and then boom. So you can get a refund for like your photo op, but you can't get a refund for your ticket. So you got to use it. But yeah, it was all right. I got to meet Kyle Higgins, who was one of my favorite writers. He wrote Nightwing during the New 52 run. The first thing I ever read that he wrote was Batman: The Gates of Gotham. And he writes a comic that I've been telling you guys to read called Radiant Black. It's very good. It's only like, it's like 44, 45 issues, so you can catch up if you really want to. He also wrote Power Rangers. He created Lord Draken. I actually got my helmet signed for him. I wish I would have brought it upstairs, but it's probably going back in the storage. I don't know if I'm going to put it on display or not just yet, but also got to meet Dan Mora. I've told you guys about Dan Mora time and time again. He's the guy who's he draws everything all over the place. Mainly had a lot of DC prints, didn't have any of his Marvel stuff. Closest Marvel thing he had was his Superman, Spider-Man cover that he did, and his Deadpool Batman cover that he did. I bought the Superman, Spider-Man print from him. I tried to print out an 8x10 of the composite Superman Batman fusion that he did for Batman Superman World's Finest, but I guess I didn't have either enough yellow ink or blue ink to generate enough green, because it's a very it's like a lot of fucking green in that image. Like I will post an image of it here so you guys can see. Hold on, like I'm trying to see how much ink I actually have, and my printer won't show me. Oh well, but yeah. So I got 2 comics CGC graded from Kyle Higgins. That makes no sense. Like, my levels are pretty much good, but it just didn't want to print, I guess. So I got Radiant Black issue 1 that I've had for like the longest, signed and graded by CGC, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 1. I wanted to like get one of the 0 issues signed and graded, but they're like so far underneath like one of those containers in my storage unit. So I just grabbed the stuff on top. Spent like $100 something for him, because that's another thing. Comic book artists and writers are charging for signatures now. When they used to go to Artist Alley, they would do it for free. And I think I've said this before, but $30 per CGC book. It's a little ridiculous. I mean, like, charge 20 or something like that, because you charge 10 for each book that's not being graded, and then just jump up like an additional $20. If anything, I would say do $5 per autograph that's not CGC, and like if it's gonna get CGC, do 20, 25, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I had fun until my back started hurting. My back has just been fucking killing me ever since I went to Otaku Fest, and I carried all those comics when I met Nicholas Draper Ivy. But yeah, don't know the next time I'm going to Supercon. Supercon seems to be like a every other year type of deal for me. Like, I didn't go last year. I went in 2024. Was it 4? Did I go last year? I can't remember now. I feel like I went in 2024, and that's when I was disappointed that I didn't know that they were selling photo ops for the table, like autographs and photo ops at the table online. Like, that's another thing. Like, you used to be able to get in these lines, pay for your stuff at the table. Now you got to do it online, and you got to make sure you get there early. Because what if you do it online and then they'd be like, you can't get in? It's kind of ridiculous now at this point with conventions. But hey, it is what it is. All right, my next story is in regards to a book series that I've never read, that's being adapted into a movie. It's called Children of Blood and Bone. This was written by Tommy Adeyemi. I feel like she wrote Storm for a minute, but that last name might just be common. I'm gonna look her up right now. So yeah, apparently she is having some beef with Amanda Lestenberg. So she blocked her on social media, and she also co-wrote the movie with Gina Price Blythewood, whose movies I love. I don't think she did the second Old Guard, but yeah, she did The Woman King and everything. She did another movie I saw. I don't think I reviewed it on here, but she did the first Old Guard. But yeah, she's always cooked. So like she did Love and Basketball, The Old Guard, Beyond the Lights, The Secret Life of Bees. Oh, she did do the second Old Guard. I just haven't gotten around to watching yet. She was supposed to do the Black Cat and Silver Sable movie, but that's not happening anymore. She also worked on Biker Boys. I don't know if she directed it. But yeah, so something, I don't know what happened, but Tommy Adedigi said, there's a reason I will not post anything about the adaptation of my work. I have not seen the film and I will not watch. It's been painful holding this back from you all. So very cryptic. I don't know what happened, but this movie is supposed to be coming out next year and like the cast looks amazing. So I'm definitely going to support it. So like Thusu Mbidu is in it. She was in The Woman King. Tossin Cole, he was he was in a season of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker. Amanda Stenberg, like I said, Damson Idris, Cynthia Erivo, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Regina King, Lashana Lynch, Idris Elba, Viola Davis, Diana Babanakova. Her name sounds familiar, but she was in Kraven the Hunter. That's where I know her from. Ariana Starr is the other person I know, and a few other people I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna check this out. But yeah, I really would like to know what happened. But yeah, she also said that she doesn't mind people seeing the film. But she said she wouldn't watch it and couldn't continue being hurt and attacked behind the scenes. So I don't think Amanda Stenberg has said anything from what I've seen, because I follow her on social, but I haven't seen anything from her. So yeah, I want to know what happened. But yeah, she's apparently something happened with her and Amanda Stenberg, and that's all we know. It's just like drama is like kind of crazy like that. It's like, what's going on? All right. My next story, like I told you guys, physical media is dying thanks PlayStation. And Hideo Kojima said he is really sad about it. So he is actively buying up physical media, which involves movies and CDs. And he is frightened about the future of ownership as streaming becomes more dominant. I am right there with you, good sir. If you don't know who Hideo Kojima is, he is the man who created Metal Gear Solid, Death Stranding. You guys know my thoughts on Death Stranding? But yeah. So he actually predicted that we were going to go this way like 6 years ago. I think like pretty much anybody who's been like a fan of physical media was saying this. So somebody found his tweets from June 8th, 2021. I might have even said this when PlayStation, I feel like I did say this when PlayStation released the Slim and the Pro PS5s without a disk drive. So he said, eventually even digital data will no longer be owned by individuals on their own initiative. Whether there's a major change or accident in the world, in a country, in a government, in an idea, in a trend, access to it may suddenly be cut off. We will not be able to freely access the movies, books, and music that we have loved. I would be a have-not. That's what I'm afraid of. This is not greed. So yeah, I can honestly say I agree with them. It's like, when did we get to the point where, nobody wants to actually own their stuff anymore? Like, even in like the PlayStation terms and conditions, like I'm going to actually read these for you guys. It says that you do not own your digital games. I know I should have had this up before, but all right, here we go. PlayStation terms of service. All right, it's number 8, so I can just go ahead and scroll to number 8. So PlayStation Store 8.3. If you are purchasing a digital item by completing a transaction through your account or allowing a transaction to take place through an associated child account, you are agreeing to pay for all transactions made by you or your children. authorizing SIE Sony Interactive Entertainment to deduct from the PlayStation wallet and charge your approved payment method for all fees and payable transactions. I'm sorry, and payable for all your transactions. Agreeing to the terms of this agreement, including any usage terms or third-party terms associated with the use of the particular product, all transactions may be deemed or be governed by law regulatory requirements applicable at the time the transaction was completed. All right. For the use of physical items such as a PlayStation device, a controller, or a box game, the PlayStation physical goods terms of purchase will apply to your purchase. In addition to those terms, you should review the PlayStation physical goods terms and service terms of purchase terms before completing your purchase of physical items, as they include important information, details about how we deliver physical goods to you, and the rules that apply to your physical to the purchase of your physical items, including your cancellation and refund rights. You can access the physical terms at PlayStation.com. Terms. All right. No resale or commercial use. You must be an end user to purchase from the PlayStation Store. Resellers, as determined by us and our sole discretion, are prohibited. Whether you order or purchase your product from a PlayStation Store, you buy a personal license to use that product for private non-commercial use. That license is not transferable unless to your local applicable laws say it must be. This means you can use the product in the ways described in the license, but do not own the product. See, that's specifically to the PlayStation Store. All right. So where is, okay, virtual items. This is what I wanted. So this is all your DLC and stuff like that. All right. Virtual items include any virtual currency, goods, or effects such as coins, points, tokens, gold, gems, weapons, vehicles, buffs, power-ups, trophies, rewards, or badges. Any attempt to obtain any virtual items outside the applicable game, the app, or the PlayStation Store is prohibited. Virtual items have no value or appreciation outside of the game or PlayStation Store and may not be sold, transferred, and redeemed for real money or items of value. Virtual items may be modified or removed without notice. You may not make available any cheats, technological measures, or methods designed to enable or encourage any collection, selling, or trading of PlayStation content, including virtual items. All right. So access to purchase items upon confirmation of your transaction and subject to the applicable usage terms, you may access the product you ordered through the account that you used to complete the order. You bear all risk of loss for accessing the product and for any loss of content you have downloaded, including any loss due to the file corruption or hard drive crash. You are solely responsible if you do not choose to download or access the product before it is removed or your license expires. And for the authorized ongoing storage and safekeeping of the content, we are not obligated to provide you with a replacement for any reason. There you go. So if you know a game is being delisted, they want you to download it so then you will have access to it, because if you delete it, it's gone and you will not get a replacement. You will not get a refund. They also put in the terms and conditions that if you are a PlayStation user, you have to log on at least once every 3 years in order to keep your account from being deleted. And if it is deleted, you can kiss all your games goodbye, all your DLC, all your Fortnite gear, whatever created player characters you made in NCAA, Madden, NBA Live, whatever. It's all gone. So yeah, once again, if you own something digitally, guess what? You don't fucking own it. And that's all I've been trying to tell you people for the last 6 years I've been doing this podcast. But anyway, I'm going to take a break. Y'all can listen to this Dubby ad, and I will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task, and go to dubby.gg and use my promo code angryblerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's dubby.gg with promo code angryblerd10.
All right, guys, I am back. So 2 movies about the fight of AI are coming back to theaters. One is coming back just in time for AI Appreciation Day. What the fuck is that? So, a movie I reviewed earlier this year that none of you probably saw, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, is returning to theaters for a AI Unappreciation Day. And there will be a live stream Q&A with Gore Verbinski, who was the director of the movie, and special guests after the screening. So I might go to that. Honestly, that was one of the best movies I saw this year. It was like that. Project Hail Mary. But yeah. So, I mean, it's on like Hulu, I think now or something. So check it out. Also, one that we all saw growing up. Terminator 2 is coming back to theaters, but not in time for AI Appreciation Day. It is actually coming back in time for Judgment Day to celebrate its 35th anniversary. So this will actually be out in theaters on August 28th. And if you remember, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is actually August 29th. So it'll be in 4K, Real 3D, and other premium formats. So James Cameron said T2 was made for theaters, and our lovingly prepared 3D version coming back to the big screen is the absolute best way to see the film. I believe it's a safe place to do spoilers after 35 years. So spoiler alert, the good guys went against the AI superintelligence, and maybe that's a message of hope we could all use this summer. So if you are in Germany, Latin America, and the Czech Republic, you will get it on August 27th. And for some reason, after Judgment Day, France will get it on September 2nd. Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Sweden, and Hungary will get it on September 3rd, and the UK will get their 35th re-release on September 4th. So yeah, they also put out like another teaser because it's a FAFO events thing. So tickets will go on sale on July 17th. So don't know if I'm going to go see Terminator in theaters. I've already been on record saying I've seen every Terminator movie except the first one, which I keep meaning to rectify that. I believe they're still on HBO Max, so I might do that after I do all the editing and everything for this pod. But I don't know. If I can get it for like a $5 on a Tuesday or something like that, then I might do it. But it's August 28th, so it's probably just going to be in theaters that one day. Let me look this up. When is August 28th? It's a fucking Friday. Oh, it's also my friend's John's birthday and Thomas. Shout out to Thomas. I gotta hit up Thomas next time I'm in Lauderdale. Thomas was like one of like 3 people I made friends with in middle school who I still know to this day. But yeah. So yeah, might definitely go see Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. On the fence about Terminator. All right. I told you guys a little bit about, video games and whatnot. So let's circle back around to that. All right. So Arshia Sharma, CEO of Xbox, announced the layoff of 3,200 jobs, including 1,600 on July 6th. And that will leave like 4 studios leaving for new management. So I told you guys about Confusion Games, Team Ninja, and all that stuff was, on the bubble. Compulsion Games, not Confusion. All right, so let me see if I can find her email because this article does not have it at all. I'm pretty sure I still have it saved to my notes. All right. Here we go. And she also put it out on a long ass tweet. So, all right, this is an important email I sent today to all employees at Xbox team. We are beginning the most significant restructure in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I've made the difficult decision to reduce our team approximately 3,200 throughout the fiscal year of 2027. This will include approximately 1,600 role eliminations today, and in addition, 4 studios will leave Xbox to new management. I recognize that a year-long restructuring creates additional challenges. Unfortunately, it is not possible to make all necessary changes in a single day, and I wanted to be direct about the scale. I know this is painful. These changes will directly affect people who have poured their creativity into building Xbox. Many joined us through acquisitions, while others were recruited here or sought us out because they love this industry and love Xbox. Today's decisions do not reflect their talent or dedication. Our business today is not healthy. We are operating at margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. We entered Gen 9, this current game generation, with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure. To grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi-platform, and a broader portfolio of content. I accidentally scrolled up. While those businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at the pace we expected, i.e., a lot of people didn't get Game Pass. A lot of people didn't buy Xbox games on PC. All right. As that happened, our core business weakened, and we added more teams, more investment, and more time, hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in its history. We must reset Xbox. Yeah, because AI, and I'm just gonna say this now. She got hired by the government to like do some shit for like the jobs department or something like that. Let me look this up real quick. I saw that. I'm like, she just like laid off 1,600 people and got a second job. Hold on, here we go. Yeah, she is appointed to the Federal Task Force on Jobs. So yeah, let me get back to this email. First, we must reset our content portfolio. Since 2018, we have aggressively expanded our studio portfolio, while the number of games created each month across the industry now outpaces the last 10 years combined. We now find ourselves competing not only with the largest publishers, but also smaller independent studios, i.e. the studio that made Claire Obscura, I want to say. It's neither possible nor desirable to own every great independent studio. Then why'd you fucking try to do it? I know she didn't do it, but Phil Spencer was the one trying to buy all the goddamn studios. We also have learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. In a typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar we invested. As we reset Xbox, we will help independent creators succeed in providing open development tools and audiences to realize their vision. All right, here we go. Compulsion Games and Double Fine Productions will return to management and transition to independent studios with their next IP catalog and runway for their next games. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have entered teams to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua and State of Decay 3. In France, Arcane's management is beginning. Wait, what? Arcane's management is beginning. Is beginning required consultation with this Works Council to review potential strategic options. We are also making reductions across other units, in some cases shifting investment to focus on higher priority projects. These changes may vary in size across Activision, Bethesda/ZeniMax, Blizzard, King Mahjong, and Xbox Game Studios. None of our first-party publicly announced games and projects are being canceled as part of these reductions. In addition, Mahjong and King will now report directly to me. These two studios have increasingly become platforms and are our largest monthly active players, being critical to demographic, geographic, and differentiation to Xbox. So that's like, last time I checked, Mojang does like a lot of mobile games, and like, I don't know if they do Facebook games anymore, but Facebook games was a thing. Secondly, we will reset our platform. We know that great technology gets better when it gets simpler, not bigger. Today, in some parts of the company, work passes through as many as 14 layers of management. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of this generation, even as our player base and play time have declined. That complexity has slowed decisions, blurred accountability, and made it harder to deliver for players. As we reset Xbox, we will simplify. We will also reduce management layers to no more than 5, and where possible, 3. We will deliver success through a flatter organization that is built around makers in parentheses, individual contributions focusing on building. All right. Player coaches, in parentheses, leaders who remain deeply involved in the work while developing their teams, and directly responsible individuals, aka DRIs, who own key decisions and outcomes. And we will streamline how we work across our tools with a cleaner code base, shared services, and a 50% reduced vendor spend. Third, we are resetting how we operate. As Xbox grew our headcount, we became more fragmented. Team studios and functions often operate independently, and it became harder to work towards a shared goal, make the right trade-offs, and get things done. For the first time, we are establishing a chief operating officer with an end-to-end P&L responsibility across content, hardware, platform, and services. P&L is profits and losses. If you don't know, she didn't put it, but I figured, to just tell people. Helen Chiang has been promoted to this role and will report directly to me. Excuse me. Over nearly 2 decades at Xbox, Helen has helped build some of our most important decisions, from Xbox Live to leading Mojang and the Minecraft business. She will bring our businesses together under one operating model, making sure we make clear investment decisions, learn from our successes and failures, and hold ourselves accountable for results. Thank you, Dave McCarthy, who is retiring after 17 years with Xbox. Dave has played a defining role in building the platform that millions of players rely on every day, and has been a trusted partner through many of the biggest moments in Xbox's history. We wish him all the best. These changes are about a bigger future at Xbox, not a smaller one. The next decade of gaming will be larger, more global, and more creative than anything we've seen before. This year, we'll invest as much in Xbox as we ever have, but we'll invest with greater focus, greater discipline, and greater clarity in all services of making Xbox where the world plays and creates. I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertains more than 1 billion people each day. And gives everyone the opportunity to create and connect. I know we can achieve this goal. Xbox has many of the most beloved franchises in entertainment history. Yeah, because you bought all the studios that made them. Talented studios in the world, and we will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity for inevitability. We will not be one of them. So yeah, 32 people will be losing their jobs within the year. 1,600 already fired. 4 studios. Ninja Theory, Mojang, Compulsion, Double Fine, and Arcane. Either gone or, got to find new management. It's like, what are we talking about? I get it. It's not on her. It's on Phil Spencer, who ended up, I don't know if he was forced to retire, but he gone. So yeah, it's just cooked. And speaking of cooked, PlayStation, after that announcement that, they were going to scrap physical games, they didn't post a tweet for like 5 days straight, which was their longest span of not tweeting in years. And, that comes from, people like me, who like to actually own our games, saying no one cares about this fucking fight stick that you guys are announcing. SDCC is going on. I don't really have any news from it just yet, because usually like everyone likes to post it like at the end of the last day. But Santa Monica Studios, people make God of War. They confirmed that God of War Law Fade will be coming out sometime next year, and actually will be on a physical disc. So that's all I got from that. But yeah, it's just like PlayStation out here trying to do promotion and shit. Let me actually go to their page real quick, and I'll tell you like some of the posts they've been making. Thinking like we give a shit about this shit, and you're like, y'all just not gonna talk about the elephant in the room. They put out a little trailer for like must play indie games. Some promo for Assassin's Creed Black Flags. Echoes of Aincrad. They shared screenshots because the share of the week for like for users of PlayStation. So it's like, shut the fuck up. Like even like people hitting them with community notes, like on every single post, like Sony's pushing an all-digital feature without being upfront about its limits. Because, their slogan is play has no limits. Bullshit. PS5 downloads can't be played from a USB, and expanding storage requires an expensive NVMe solid state drive. Digital games are licensed and not true ownership. Physical discs preserve choice, competition, and ownership. Yeah, that's a community note. So yeah, it's just like PlayStation. Just shut the fuck up. Okay, no one wants to hear you glaze what games are on the market right now, or whatever your fight stick is you're selling. But yeah, just deactivate the page at this point, because y'all are getting fucking cooked. All right. Our next story is in regards to Alien Earth Season 2, which is, taking forever. We got some new cast members. Tracy Ullman, who I only know for having the Tracy Ullman Show, which had The Simpsons kickoff on. Sam Spurrell, who doesn't look familiar to me, and Jerome Flynn are all joining the cast of Alien Earth. No idea on who they'll be playing. All we know is that they will be joining Peter Dinklage as new cast members in this upcoming season. Okay, so Sam Spurrell, he is from London. He is 48 years old. I am going to his filmography right now. Movies that I might have seen him in. So far, I'm up to 2012, and I didn't see nothing. I've heard of some of these movies, like K-19, The Widowmaker, Snow White and the Huntsman, Defiance, Is That Bad? Oh, okay, he was in The Hurt Locker. Okay, so I saw The Hurt Locker. I did not watch Taken 3 because Taken 2 was ass. He was in The Martian, but he was uncredited. He played a psychologist. So yeah, it looks like those are the only two movies I saw him in. Now I'm going to his TV filmography. None of this stuff. He was in an episode of he was in 5 episodes of Doctor Who. It doesn't say what episodes. But it's in 2021, so I'm guessing if he's in the Flux season. He's also in The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. He plays Maker Targaryen for you Game of Thrones fans. He was also in Fargo and Dune Prophecy. So yeah, and what's the other guy's name? Jerome Flynn. How are you a white guy with the name Jerome? Jerome is like one of the blackest names out there. It's like you don't really see any white Jeromes. All right. He is also an English actor. 63 years old. Let's go to his filmography for movies. Only movie I've ever seen him in is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. He played Barada. Now, TV, I thought they said Small Soldiers. I was going to say that's a movie, and he was running that. He was in the episode Shut Up and Dance of Black Mirror. He was also Bronn on Game of Thrones. So, yeah, that's all I saw him in. But, yeah, so Alien Earth Season 3 coming 2028. I'm joking, but I'm also serious because who the hell knows when it's coming out. All right. My next story is in regards to things that are coming back with a reboot, and that is Free Willy. You know, a movie about a kid who befriends a whale and frees him from captivity. So yeah, Warner Brothers is doing Free Willy. I thought Disney originally had the rights to Free Willy. Let me look this up real quick. I could have sworn Free Willy was a Disney movie. This is why I'd be so confused with like these franchises. Oh no, it was Warner Brothers. Okay, I'm tripping. So yeah, we're getting a new reboot. And only thing we know about it is Lauren Shuler-Donna will be returning as a co-producer, and Anthony and Joe Russo will be executive producing it. And Mary Marguerite Kuntz and Jade Haley Barnett are tapped to write the screenplay. I have no idea who neither one of them are because they do not have Wikipedia pages. Let me try Googling them and see if there's anything that they wrote that I may know of. So I am going to Mary Margaret Kuntz's filmography. Okay, she was a producer on Daredevil and Cloak and Dagger. She was a co-executive producer on The Burrows. She also co-produced a few Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes. So yeah, I mean that's all I got for that. Yeah. So I know her from some things, but she's just not a name that's, that's always going to stick out. Like, I watch a lot of content. I rarely know co-producers. It's always, I know the executive producer, and that's it. But Jade Haley Bartlett worked on something called Miller's Girl, and that's the only thing that she worked on. So yeah, Free Willy coming back. It's not going to slap without Michael Jackson's soundtrack. Michael Jackson did the theme song to both movies. Will You Be There for the first movie on it's on the Dangerous album, and Childhood for it was on his History Continues album. All right, my next story is about social media. You guys know how I feel about AI being a part of social media. Meta got this bullshit Meta AI you cannot opt out of unless you live in like certain countries or states. I think like California might be like the only one where you can opt out of it. So there was a setting. I said it was because this shit got shut down quick, fast, and in a hurry that allowed users to create AI images using other people's public photos. So I actually posted about this on this story for the podcast the day the news came out and actually walked you through how to deactivate this. So, yeah, you could make like images of like public figures doing who knows what, whenever. Like SAG even said something about it. But yeah, so you have to actually go in the settings and turn it off. But they scrapped this shit. So hopefully there was an update over the weekend or something. But yeah, it came and went all in the span of like 3 days. Because I think they announced this on Wednesday, and yesterday they were like, nope, it's done. No, it was the 9th. So yeah, 2 days. Because Saturday was the day they're like, yeah, we're scrapping this. This was not a good idea. So yeah, fuck Facebook, fuck deleting my personal Instagram. Punk ass colorblind bitch Mark Zuckerberg. Next story is just simply a movie that I was very interested in. I didn't talk about it because I did not see the trailer online. I saw the trailer in theaters. How to Rob a Bank. This has been delayed for some reason to November 13th. I'm actually going to see when the original release date was supposed to be. But yeah, Nicholas Holt's in this, Zoe Kravitz, Anna Sawai, Rainey Felice, who we know from The Penguin, Pete Davidson, John C. Reilly, Christian Slater, and Tati Gabriel. So this was originally supposed to come out September 4th. So yeah, I don't know why it got pushed back. Maybe they're going to do some reshoots or something. I don't know. But David Leitch is directing this, so I'm very interested in it. Once again, if you don't know who David Leitch is, directed the first John Wick, co-directed the first John Wick, directed Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, Bullet Train, and The Fall Guy. You know, that movie none of you guys saw 2 years ago with Ryan Gosling and was it Emily Blunt? Who was in that movie? I gotta get that on 4K. Yeah, that's right, Emily Blunt. Boom. So yeah. All right. Next and last story regarding film. The family is finally getting back together. Fast 11, 12, because do you consider Hobbs and Shaw like a half movie or whatever? Fast Forever is finally beginning production. So yeah, Vin Diesel posted some behind the scenes stuff. He thanked the best fans in the world for being patient since, you know, Fast X, or as Loco likes to call it, Fast 10, your seatbelts came out 3 years ago. He said, you've been patient to the industry and the studio. You've been patient with me. Over the past 3.5 years, we've been grinding to make the most amazing finale. Know that I hope to make you all proud. So yeah, pretty much everybody is returning. Jordana Brewster, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris, Tyrese, Dwayne Johnson, and Gal Gadot. But the only people who have not been confirmed to be coming back are Sung Kang, aka Han, and Natalie Emmanuel. So if you recall Fast 10, they were on a plane that got shot down. So are you finally killing Han for real this time? And we still don't know how they're going to bring Brian back, because this is something that Vin Diesel actually promised last year. I guess like during an interview or a live stream or something like that. But yeah, maybe 2028. I don't know, since they just started production like a week ago. I don't know. All right, I'm going to hit this spoiler alert, and I am going to talk about episode 4 of season 2 of X-Men 97, and that is the Rise of Apocalypse Part 2. So if you recall from where we left off, Ramatot fired a shot at the base where the X-Men and Insabanur were located. All right, I thought Bishop sent them back in time, but no, Magneto actually protected all of them protected the X-Men from the blast, while, you know, Insabanur and the rest of the Resistance were not protected. The only one who wasn't under Magneto's protective dome who lived was Insabanur. All right. Charles was able to convince Insabanur to work together after revealing that they're from the future and everything. They come from a world that they fight to protect mutants and humans. So they work together to search for the ancient temple. But Ramatot, who basically has his own Cerebro, warns Xavier about the ramifications of Insabanur finding the temple before him. Meanwhile, Charles Xavier's like, whatever, fuck it. We're just going to look for the temple. They find it, and you actually find out that it is the celestial ship that is actually Apocalypse's ship in the future. And there's inscriptions that reveal Insabanur's future, you know, of him becoming Apocalypse and everything. And then, you know, 2 and 2 click. He's like, oh, this is why you motherfuckers trying to befriend me, because I'm going to basically kick all y'all asses. And they try to hold him off and stop him from becoming Apocalypse, but nope. Doesn't work out. Magneto pissed me off in this episode because they had the chance to go home, but then he decided to disable the time bands, and they got to the temple, and Magneto fixed them and sent everybody back but him and Charles. So after Insabanur officially becomes Apocalypse, if you aren't a comic book fan, you will see that Ramatot is actually King of the Conqueror. It was like, yep, I'm gonna head out. And goes back to the future. Apocalypse stops Charles Xavier from leaving. Apocalypse launches a black hole into the city where Ramatot was. Magneto is able to repel the black hole and stop the destruction of the city, but he is gravely injured. And then Apocalypse shows up, kills Magneto, and says something to Charles that he said to him in like episode 1 or 2 about, you know, not stepping on flies or something like that. But then, yeah, Bishop shows up and takes Professor X back to the future. Then we get our first mid-credit scene of Wolverine meeting up with Captain America and Black Widow in London. And he gets a file for Weapon X, and he's talking about putting the team back together. And I saw a few people like, what team is he talking about? Have you people not been paying attention? Did you not recall in the last season that Magneto literally pulled all the adamantium off of Wolverine's skeleton through his pores, and he's been rocking bone claws for the past 4 episodes? I'm guessing he's talking about whatever survivors of scientists from Weapon X to, you know, redo the process, because a man likes his adamantium. He feels weak without it. Like, can you imagine how frustrating it would be to have bone claws that break every time you get in a fight? So yeah, he's going to get his own, what you call this again? So yeah, there's that. All right. Episode 4 of season 3 of My Adventures with Superman. Guess who's slamming the dinner? All right, so Lois and Clark are on a brunch date, and they end up meeting Superboy, who actually reveals himself to be their son, John Kent, from the future. Jimmy, Kara, and Clark are all excited to meet, you know, this boy from the future. Lois is like, oh crap, because if you've been paying attention to this season, Lois has been very pensive about the future. All right. They all go to the mall. John gets to spend time with, you know, the super gang. Then Metropolis is under attack by a group of dinosaur humanoids called the Subterranosauri. Superman is fighting Kroll, who is the leader of the Subterrani, and Prince Tyranko emerges to talk about all the bullshit that the humans have been doing, and John actually is able to make a truce happen between the humans and the Subterrano. At LexCorp, Hank actually destroys the remote that Lex made to control him. He also blames Lex for what happened to him and the reason why he is what he is. He also takes control of the Kryptonian drones that Brainiac had in the last season. Meanwhile, John is spending time with the family on the Kent farm, and they see that Hank has basically attacked Metropolis and is challenging Superman to a fight. And then at the end of it, John reveals that, Lois and Clark are dead in the future, and the reason why he came back was to stop Hank Henshaw. And that's how the episode ends. So, my only problem with this episode, do what you were meant to do, John. Don't sit there and go to the mall, eat all the ice cream, fly in bright skies. No, you have a mission. Stick to it, sir. That's all you had to do. But now, it's too late. So now, Earth is fucked. Thoroughly enjoyed the episode. I just watched the following episode, which I'll be reviewing next week. And, woo, that one's called The Death of Superman. I was like, wait. What? Turned into John Berthold for a second there. But yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about, guys. So that's it for this episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Go to w.gg, use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. Next week will be episode 5 of both X-Men 97 and My Adventures with Superman, as well as a review for Evil Dead Burn. So yeah, I will see y'all later. I got some clips I need to splice up. I've just been procrastinating like crazy. So yeah, guys, peace out.